Welcome back, Blade fans, Blade lovers everywhere. OG Blade Reviews is back with you once again. And I'm going to have to start mentioning all over again because some of you missed this. I used to be Old Sword Blade Reviews. I am now OG Blade Reviews. Sorry if you missed it. I have put it on the website so you can see, formerly known as blah, 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 blah. You get it. Okay. Most of you do get it. But if you missed me, I hope you're still joining us. Same content, same person, different name. Here we have something that is dropping on the 18th of July, 2024. And this is getting put out a couple of days before that. Something brand new from Civivi. I was able to get an early copy, and you can pick this up either directly from Civivi or many other different dealers. If when this video drops, you find it's not available, I believe there's a lot of places you can pre-order it. And as you can see, Civivi's in their 10th year. They are the budget line, or used to be the lowest budget line for Wii knives. And I believe Sencut is now their budget line, but sometimes even more than you'd like to pay. But that's the way it goes. World economy. The Incindie Damascus blade on this one couldn't resist. It's going to look a bit fancy. It's going to pop your eyes out a little bit more than some of the other versions of this, but this is what you get. The usual Civivi white box, the usual Civivi pouch. And already took it out of that guy. Here is your, Civivi sticker. I dropped some other literature on the floor. Not going to bother picking it up at the moment. Your usual green Civivi microfiber cloth. All kinds of other literature. Blade show that the Elementum won best buy of the year for 2021. And thank you, celebrating. Oh my God. Got more stickers than blades here. Oh, and a pink folder. Finally, we get to the knife. And yeah, this is the one I decided to go with just because it's a little fancier than most. Purchased this, and I want to thank Justin at White Mountain Knives for getting me an early copy. And that is sometimes done. Look at that Damascus blade. Yes, it's stainless Damascus. Some of it's etched, and then we've got a really nice fuller down the middle. It is a dagger, sort of a grind. You could call it, actually, you could call it a bayonet grind. You're not going to see, unfortunately, I guess, some of the grind work here because it's overshadowed by all of the contrast from the Damascus, the way that they etched it, and some of it is extremely shiny. However, we have a fuller down the middle. Yeah, you can see it there. We have a, I would call it a bayonet grind on the top. And we have a hollow grind. I am reasonably sure. Like I say, it's tough to tell. I can tell with my fingers. And so if you get one without the Damascus blade, you'll be able to see the grinds on the blade a lot better. This is an ivory or off-white G10 on this one. As far as I know, all the other models are also G10 of one color or another. There is your deep carry clip with flat screws and inletted into the handle. That's the combination we like to see for easy in and out of the pocket. And there is where you put it on the left side, should you want to do that. Clip is steel. All the hardware, as you would expect from about a $90 knife. This is the most expensive of the variety. The others are going to be in the 70s, I believe. And of course, if you're shopping at White Mountain, you have 2 discount codes you can use with me. OG-Blade for 10% off or Old Sword for 10% off. Here we have some holes. Are they going? Yeah, they're going straight through. So both sides go through the liners. Liners are exposed, and it is a button lock with a little bit of stick. Probably, I would say, more stick than I've seen recently on other Civivi knives. That's a bit too bad, but those of you that don't like button lock stick, I would say stick with it because with enough use, it will smooth out. As someone told me on a response to my short that I did on this on YouTube, it's not a bad thing to get some stick or some squeak because that shows you the tolerances are high. And that means you're not going to get any lock rock or blade play, mostly lock rock if it's not engaging tight. And if you would like to, you can put some heavy KPL on there. You can put some rem oil on there. You can use some grease. All depends. And I do get some initial stick there. I don't know if you can hear it. A little bit of a pop there. You know, they're going to vary. I'm going to show you another knife before we wrap up for compare. Also another Civivi, also with a Damascus style blade. And it has no lock stick. So I think it's going to vary from copy to copy. If you really don't like it, then send it back to wherever you bought it and either get your money back or get an exchange. It's going to happen, folks. Or be patient and it'll break in. 8 inches, just slightly less than 8 inches overall on this one. 3.5 inch blade exactly. Cutting edge 3 1/4 exactly. Those are nice and even. And if I fish around over on the side here, I should find my caliper. It's set to millimeters, so let's do the blade first. It is 3 millimeters exactly. And 0.11 inches exactly. And the handle is 0.51. Here's my scale. We'll close her up. And we've got, how many ounces? 3.89 ounces and a 2 on the end. So under 4 ounces, not bad, but it's a 3.5 inch blade. So we're not quite at the magical ounce per inch. But I do like the knife. Got about close to an inch left over in my hand. We have jimping. The funny thing is you can't see any of the milling on the blade except for that fuller because of the contrasty nature of this blade with the 2 tones on that Damascus. Is it a hammered forged Damascus? No, it's not. It's a billet Damascus. I believe someone long ago said it's like a mix of 10 CR and 8 CR. Don't hold me to that. I'm not entirely sure, and it's not easy to get that information necessarily out of the manufacturer. But I like the feel. It's fairly flat, right about at a 1/2 inch. We have lightning holes inside. I think you can see them without me shining a light in there. Big skeletonized holes on both sides. Not sure if this comes in a jade green G10, but if it did, you'd be able to see right through and validate that. Exposed liners, as I said, barrel spacers here. We've got a pin here that looks like it would suffice for a lanyard. It's a little bit different size than the barrel spacers. As I was showing you, the lockup is drum tight. Could be a good working knife. If you don't like the fancy version, I think you're going to like the way that this hollow grind cuts. And let's see. Yeah. Oh, it's smooth. It's smooth, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a piercer too. So I think you've got the best of both worlds here. You've got a piercy knife, pokey knife, and you've got a hollow grind going roughly 45% of the way up, something like that. Almost half. The fuller, you know, basically for looks. And it's a fairly wide fuller, as you can see there. But yeah, Civivi, as far as I know, is one of the few doing this really radical etching on this stainless Damascus. Gentle palm swell in the middle means it's a fairly neutral handle. We have no swell there. We just have a very general arch. Good size button. If I push it with the pad of my thumb, it does not unlock, which is good. You got to push the tip of the thumb in for it to disengage. There is a fuller, which is usable. Don't want to just jam your whole finger in there without looking, but it's doubling as both a sharpening choil and a finger choil if you want to pinch grip it here between the thumb and the first finger. Good size blade at 3.5 inches. And over an 8-inch blade, I think we said. Nope, right at 8 inches. It's a good size. It's a good medium size in my book. Not on the small side at all. And let's do a compare. And our compare today is with the Vision FG, no, Sentinel Strike. It's not the Vision FG. That was the one with the super lock. Here you can see the same style of Damascus in a slightly longer knife and a slightly longer blade. I would say it's at least a full inch longer. And very close to the same size blade. They're just using more handle on this one, huh? Well, it's 3 3/4, okay? Barely. And it's 8.5 overall. And you get the glass breaker. A little more of a tactical, if you would, don't mind me using that term, knife. And we've got the green aluminum going on here with a integral G10 cap. So it's not a true integral knife, but you can see there's no seam. So this is one piece, clamshells onto the back. And that also allows for just these 2 screws that take the cap off. And this one, again, has a deep carry clip. It attaches to the rear where the glass breaker is. I like this knife, but I brought it out because same Damascus knife, no lock stick. This came in maybe 6 months ago, something like that. So back around the end of 2023, I think. You can look for the review. If you check my reviews, you'll see many different knives. But I do like the action as it stands right now on this one. And it's got the hole flipper too, if I can get it open. Whereas we only have the back flipper. See, it's still a little sticky on the bearings too. And this is a knife that is on roller bearings. And I think it's, I think they're in a plastic cage. Haven't opened it up yet. Don't disassemble all my knives. If they misbehave, I disassemble them. But you can see that it is nicely centered. There it is. And we've got a good amount of blade to handle for a ratio. Let's see what it is with this. Yeah, we've got a little more handle. So that was pretty evident in the comparison. A little more handle. The way they set up the clip on the back is end mounted. You remove that that hex or whatever it is nut there, and you can flip it around. Nice knife. I do like that Sentinel Strike. What else can we compare this with? Well, you guessed it. Got to compare it with this guy, always, the Rat 1. Rat 1 is a bigger boy. Yeah, 1.25 inches or so longer. And about a 1/2 inch longer blade. It is a liner lock, and it's a big one. And I believe that's on Washa's. In my pocket today is the Microtech MSI. And of course, that is a big boy. That's close to a 4-inch blade. It's about, we're coming up on almost 2 inches longer, maybe. And we're coming up on about 3/4 of an inch long blade, thereabouts. No, it isn't 4 inches. So I would say it's about a 1/2 inch longer blade. Like that one for my daily carry. It's been with me quite a few days in the rotation. So there we have the brand new Civivi Incindie, as in incendiary, as in fire, as in it's a hot knife. And if you happen to like it and like the other models, perhaps instead of this one, you can pick them up on White Mountain after, or I would say they're shipping on the 18th of July, 2024. So if you're seeing this review long after that, they're already out there. Get what you want. Your pick. Well, don't forget to give this vid a like and subscribe. I will be back with you soon. OG Blade Reviews here. Take care.